welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button down below. Please hit that bell icon to get notified every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along. Yes, today I am talking about dating, relationships, soulmate stuff, but maybe it's not quite as you think. It'll be very interesting for you to hear. So today I get this random voice message from one of my friends, and he's a younger foreign friend who's probably liked me for quite some time, more than a friend. And today he voice messaged me saying, "Hello, princess. I really miss you. It's been a long time. You haven't been Facebook much lately. Are you okay? How's everything going?" And so it was like really out of the blue because he hasn't messaged me for like weeks. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And then I said, well, that's really nice. I said, but you've set off my hyper romanticism now because you know I'm a hyper romantic, which means like excessively romantic, but I've been keeping that under wraps. But this is a guy that I have been attracted to more than a friend for absolute years. We've known each other. We were messaging for quite a long time tonight. We've just stopped messaging. And I was saying the first time we talked together, me and him, was Valentine's Day years ago, and he said it was 2015. He said no, it's 2014. And so I think I was at the aquarium then. So we've known each other online for a very long time. And he wants a foreign girl and I want a foreign guy. But tonight was the first time ever in his life and my life he's actually said that he would like to be with me. Before then, he always like a lot of the time used to like imply he liked me more than a friend, but then kind of not say he did. But tonight he actually wrote in a message that I wish we could be together, which was the first time that I'd actually heard those words out of his thing. Well, he was typing them, but he did send some voice messages as well, and it was kind of really nice because it would be what I've been waiting to hear for years. Well, he said since 2014, so nearly 5 years. 2019 we're on now, so yeah, I've kind of known that he's liked me more than a friend for a very long time. He's either never admitted it to me or he's just didn't know what he wanted. So, but he's been trying to get over into the UK and he's not been successful so far. He was trying to get to come to my city, to my university here last year, but he couldn't do it. He didn't have the money. And then he did message me saying he's been trying all over the UK, but he can't get in. It was just too expensive. But, you know, he finally admitted that he likes me and he thinks that I'm his soulmate. He's my soulmate. So yeah, that was quite a bit shocking in a way. But the thing is consistency is key. So like he's come up. I know he's come up and like randomly said this to me now, which I haven't heard from him for a number of weeks. Like he's always been in my life. I've always been in his life via message, apart from one time when we did majorly fall out because he went in asexual groups, but he's not asexual, so he does support in my asexuality, but he's in asexual groups, which is really weird. And I got very upset years ago. I'm like, why are you going in those groups? Like dating groups, like the singles groups, why are you going in them if, you know, you always told me that if you're going to be with an asexual girl, it would be with me. So I guess he did tell me back then that yes, if he was with an asexual person, it'd be me. So I guess he did tell me like me, but didn't use the words outright that, you know, I want to be with you. He never used them. So it's not till tonight did he actually say outright that I believe I'm your soulmate. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't mean to say it's just because he believes that, but that's the first time he's ever said that. And so, you know, he will say things but not actually put it into outspoken words like that. So it was really nice to hear him finally say that after 5 years of waiting for him to say that. Well, I didn't wait around for him to say that, as in, like, I just got on with my life. But, you know, it was just really strange. But the thing is, we want different things in lots of ways. So I thought it was no go because he wants marriage and I don't. But it's part of his culture. He's Muslim. So, yeah. But he knows I'm asexual as well. And it's like, I'm not having sex. So, do you know what I mean? But he knows that about me. He knows all this stuff about me. He's known me for a very long time. So, yeah, I just want to talk about random versus consistency. Because another random thing that happened is I've got this Indian guy. Now, you know I have a passion for Indian guys. And there's this Indian guy online who's always been after me as a girlfriend-boyfriend scenario. But he has no intention of even trying to get over here. Whereas the other guy I just spoke to you about does. So the Indian guy, yeah, he messaged me on New Year's Day. I woke up to a beautiful morning message saying, you know, Happy New Year. Please give me a ring. I want to, you know, it's been ages since we talked. So message me, like ring me when you're free it was. So I rang him. This is the Indian guy on New Year's Day. And it was just so beautiful. Like, it was late at night for him over there in India because he was like 6 hours ahead of me, I think. And he had his it was 6 o'clock at night. That's right. And it was 12 midnight when I phoned him. And because it was 6 o'clock when I was over my parents, just gone 6 p.m. in the evening. So it was midnight there. And he had all his friends over, like about 4 of them, 4 or 5 guy friends over for New Year. And he put the camera on them and introduced me to them all, you know, like to say hello to them all. And I just thought I was really good because he's not ashamed of having me and liking me the way he does in front of his mates. And that is so important. When a guy does that, it really shows you that he cares. And yeah, we were talking on camera for an hour and his friends were right next to him. And he didn't care. He just carried on talking to me. He goes, as soon as I saw you, I thought, it's Sandra. I've got to speak to her. You know, like, no matter what, I've got to speak to her. It doesn't matter if my friends are here. I've got to talk to her. She's important, like. So that made me feel so super special, you know. And you know, he even asked to see my parents. He goes, oh, your parents are? He goes, I said, why? Do you want to say hello to me? He goes, yeah, I'd like to say hi. So I took the phone downstairs on Facebook for him to say hello to my mum and dad and back up again. So he's even spoke to them, you know, and that just really touched my heart because I thought that's the type of guy I want, you know, someone who's not afraid of saying how much he cares about me in front of his mates and not afraid what they think and wants to meet my parents. And do you know what I mean? It was just really nice. Not that anything is ever going to happen with me and him in a way. It's a shame, but we've always had kind of a special bond as well. And you know, he was saying, because I was saying, I haven't met my soulmate yet. And he was going, well, you know, I think he's Indian. I said, he goes, well, here I am. And it's kind of like, you know, I've always thought my soulmate's Indian. Whereas the other guy who told me tonight, he thinks he's my soulmate, isn't Indian. You know, he's Algerian. But I have known him. I have always liked him more than a friend, the Algerian guy. But do you know what I mean? He's not the same type of that person at the moment. You know, I said to him, the reason I doubt you're my soulmate is because, you know, my soulmate, it would be, you know, a best friend to me. Naturally, he'd want to talk to me and message me and video chat with me regularly. He'd want to be in my life naturally. And he said, and I said, you know, I haven't even seen you on camera. He goes, oh, that's because my camera didn't work. And I went to a cafe, he goes, but I couldn't talk to you there because it was embarrassing. But I said, but my soulmate wouldn't care about that. He wouldn't care what others think. And I said, and at the moment, you're not that type of person because you do obviously care about what people think, you know. But my soulmate wouldn't care. All he'd care about is talking to me. And, you know, I'd be the most important thing in his life. And that's why I doubt he is my soulmate because at the moment, he's not that type of guy, you know. And he hardly, you know, he doesn't speak to me for weeks and then randomly talks to me again. But same with the Indian guy. He doesn't talk to me for months. And then he'll randomly message me about, you know, and then he'll randomly message me. And then he never usually is there for me actually to talk to very often. He'll message me and then he'll go, oh, let me know when you're free. And then usually he doesn't answer me. So, you know, he did this New Year's. He actually answered me, made time for me. But this is what I'm talking about, randomness versus consistency, you know. In your life, you want a life partner, if you're looking for one, that's going to be consistent. Not someone else, not someone who's randomly coming into your life every few weeks or months and then saying something to you and going out of it again. Do you know what I mean? So it's really difficult because I know this guy from Algeria, we've really liked each other for a very long time, but tonight is the first time he's actually admitted it. But, you know what I mean? Outright. Completely outright, which is nice because it's like, well, 5 years I've been waiting to hear that because I've pretty much known you're like felt like that, but you never said. And he used to kind of like skirt around it, or, you know, kind of like not say it. But, you know, I'm still looking out for my soulmate at the end of the day, because, you know, you know, for the fact he's still always embarrassing in a cafe, I don't really like that type of person. You know, I don't want a person who gets embarrassed about talking about how he feels about me in front of people, because at the end of the day, if you have a life partner, you could be separated for them for some time. They could go abroad on their own for a holiday, or you could, or do you know what I mean? You could be split up for a while. And if they can't phone you and tell you that they love you on the phone and talk to you in front of other people, because that's like maybe the only opportunity they've got, then it's a bit of a poor showing. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're not putting you first. They're too worried about their ego and what people think. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's not a good thing. So I want a guy who's really consistent. I mean, sometimes I wish I liked British guys more sometimes, because, do you know what I mean? It'd make my life a bit easier. But the fact that I don't aesthetically get attracted to British guys enough to want to kiss them means I can't ever see me in a close, like, kissing intimate relationship with them. Any of them, you know? The most I could probably do is a cuddle, maybe a stroke of the hair. That would be about it at push, if I was really, really comfortable and really fancied them a bit, do you know what I mean? But not enough to want to kiss them. But, you know, I really need to be with a foreign guy for kissing and being completely comfortable around in a relationship, you know? I feel completely different with foreign guys, younger foreign guys. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm myself. It's like I've come home. It's like I'm where I'm meant to be. Do you know what I mean? It's like comfortable and natural for me. But with British guys, other than friendship, close friendship, it's like, to think about touching a British guy's skin kind of make, you know, in a romantic way, you know, like makes my skin crawl. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't, if I try and picture myself massaging a British guy, for example, I just can't imagine me doing it and not grossing out on it. Not because they're gross people, because they're beautiful, you know, in their own right. It's just that I don't get aesthetically attracted to British guys these days. But it wasn't like that years ago. Years ago, I used to be with British guys. Years ago, I don't have a problem with it. Now, it's just like really difficult for me. I can be close in like a hug sense. Like, I can hug my British friends. And I've got some really close British friends, you know. But that's what I mean as well about consistency. My friends, like I've got three friends in Britain. One's foreign, two's British. They're really, really good friends, and they keep, they're consistent in keeping in contact with me. Then I've got a friend in America who's foreign, but he messages me nearly every day. So we're in each other's lives nearly every day, like soulmate, best friend type situation. You know, even though he'll probably never come over here and I'll never meet him in person. But do you know what I mean? Because I've got those guys in my life, I expect high standards from a guy who claims he's my soulmate. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, how can you be my soulmate if you put other things first and you're not consistent in keeping in contact with me, you know? So it's really weird. It's really weird because this guy from Algeria did set off my hyper-romanticism, and, you know, because he was calling me princess, and he was saying how he felt about me, and that he would like us to be together. And I've never ever heard him say that before, and it kind of like, you know, did set my heart a-leaping, because it's like kind of what I wanted to hear for years, but he just randomly came out with it. So that's why it means a lot more in a way, because he randomly came out with it tonight. So it means a lot more in the way that he randomly came out with it, as in I didn't put words into his mouth or didn't nudge him into it or anything like that. It was completely out of the blue. Didn't expect it, which was nice. But with the same token, I need a guy who's consistent. I need a guy who doesn't give a toss what people think. You know, I'm all over social media, as you probably know, for asexuality. You know, I'm everywhere. If you Google asexuality and you look online at asexuality, I'll no doubt pop up somewhere on the first page of Google when you're doing a search the majority of the time. Do you know what I mean? I'm all over the place. And so, you know, I've got to have a guy who understands that, you know. The work I do for asexuals, this mission I've got to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe so that no asexual lives in fear of ridicule ever again. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And, you know, say I got with a guy who I've known for years but isn't asexual, but doesn't actually need sex by a miracle, and you know, because they're not too overly sexual and stuff, and because they just really want to be with me, then they're still, you know, they're going to have to accept that I'm still going to be fighting asexuals' corner. I'm still going to be doing work for asexuals. I'm still going to be trying to get the whole world to know about asexuality. It's so important. I honestly believe it's one of my ultimate life purposes. I honestly believe that. I really, truly believe that I'm not saying other people are not doing good work with asexuality, because they are. There's loads more people doing stuff, not just me. But I'm just talking about me because I just have to tell you, you know, my mission. But my mission is very much to get it recognised as a as a single status. So like with LGBT, right, we're part of the acronym. But I believe we need to stand on our own. We can. This is my personal opinion. I know most of the world will not agree with me, and I'm quite happy if you don't agree with me. I know most people won't. But my mission is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation in its own right. As in, we are separate to LGBT because we do not experience sexual attraction like they do. I think we should work with LGBT, but I think we should work with them as a separate entity. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, there's a lag on this video. Bad lag. I'm watching myself a bit. Bad lag. So I think we should still work together, but it should be like asexuals and LGBT combining forces, not being part of them, under them, when we're completely different in thinking and what we're attracted to. Do you see what I mean? So I know most of the world won't agree with me. I know people think differently to me, and that's absolutely fine. But my mission is bigger than other people's opinions of me and what I believe. Do you know what I mean? If people think I'm wrong and disagree, that's fine. I respect your opinion, but I'm here to lead my life and my mission. And my main interest is asexuality. You know, it's not LGBT. My main mission is asexuality. That's it. You know, it's to get asexuality recognised. If sexuals just see us clumped with LGBT, how are they supposed to know the difference? They don't know. They'll just think, personally, I've got fed up in the past of being told, oh, you're a lesbian then, that's what asexuality means. And I'm like, no, actually, I'm really not. I like guys, just I don't want sex with them. So, you know, I'm different, you know, and I respect the people's opinion. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, you know, work with them, but I think we should work alongside each other, like as separate entities. That's how I see it. I think that'd be more advantageous for asexuals. I don't think we need to hide under their umbrella. I think we've got a big enough umbrella of our own, do you know what I mean, to, you know, have that beautiful rain on us, glistening in the sun. I think we're gorgeous. But, you know, so going back to talking about, you know, relationships and dating and things, I really need the consistency, you know. I mean, my friends, my best asexual friends, they're all consistent. You know, we're not suitable as a partner, but romantic wise, but we're very consistent with each other, and I love that. And that's what I need in my life with a guy. It's no good a guy being there when he feels like it. Do you know what I mean? That's not in my best interest, is it? So as much as this guy from Algeria says he's my soulmate, I'm not holding my breath. I've never held my breath because I know half the time he can't get over here anyway. If he shows up, he shows up. Because I said I know my soulmate will turn up over here. I believe I've known my soulmate from a previous life. And I believe that he's just got to find his way home, as in back to me. And he goes, oh, I am that guy then. This is a guy from Algeria. I said, oh, you really believe that? And he's like, yeah, I think so. I feel that. So I hope so. So let's see. But with his inconsistency at the moment, I wouldn't say he is my soulmate. You know, I need someone who's consistent. But I do know we've got a bond. I know we've always had a bond for like ever since I've known him. So I have got that with him that I've always had. I've always liked him a bit more than a friend. I always will like him a bit more than a friend. It's just one of those people. But yeah. But consistency is key. You don't want someone who's random, do you know what I mean, all the time. Randomness is fine a bit, but, you know, you want consistency. Do you know what I mean? You want someone who's there, rock solid for you, who you know is not just going to float away from you at any given moment. You know, I've got really good quality asexual friends now, and I know they are not going to leave me. They're not going to just go, oh, well, the tide's changed, I'm off now, or not speak to me for months on end, do you know what I mean, or weeks. I know some of them have got their own lives, well, all of them have got their own lives. I know they don't talk, sometimes they don't talk to me as much as as like all the time, because they can't. They got their own lives and they're busy, you know. I mean, one's, you know, like I've purposely known that I can't speak to him, because he told me, he goes like, I've got a lot coming up, I've got a lot going on, and I'm like, you know, so I need to leave him alone more, you know. And so you've got to know that with your friends, when to leave them alone a bit, you know. If they said that they're really busy and they're stressed out and they got so much to do, you know, the last thing that they want is me talking to them like too much or as much as usual, because they need that extra time for themselves to do what they need to do, if you know what I mean. But then with other friends, I've been spending more time talking to them, so it's really nice, you know. I've got a lot of things on myself at the moment, a lot of work stuff on, so, you know. But I think if someone's your soulmate, then really they're just going to be in your life, aren't they? They're not going to want to be out of it. But it's really weird, because this guy from Algeria, he sent me a picture message, like a picture message, quite a while ago. It's like a photograph with a message on saying, oh, you know, someone is secretly caring about you, even though they don't say it often, or something like that. And that was when I wasn't very well. And when I wasn't very well, he was checking to see if I was all right, which was really nice. You know, I do care about him a lot. I've always cared about him a lot. I've always liked him a lot, you know. But tonight was the first time it got really romantic between me and him, and he said that stuff. So yeah, I'll just see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. Like I said to you, this year I'm very focused on finances, business, career, and, you know, relationships are not my priority, you know. And I've waited 4 years for my soulmate to show up, so I'll wait another 4 years. The thing is, in my heart of hearts, though, in my mind and body, I really ultimately think it's an Indian guy I'm meant to be with. And I don't know if I'll ever be satisfied with a guy who's not Indian. However, sometimes in the past, when I've really liked a foreign guy, I was thinking, well, actually, I want to be with this guy, you know, and it's okay if I'm not with an Indian guy. But then I still have in the back of my head, it's meant to be an Indian guy. But our cultures are so different. They all want marriage. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not a marriage type of person. I used to be, but not anymore. So that's kind of weird. You know, it is weird. But yeah, I haven't found any Indian asexual guys in the UK that are heteromantic. So yeah, it's quite hard. But I just know he's Indian. I just believe he's Indian. But my Algerian friend, you know, who likes me more than a friend, I have had a very special bond with him for quite some time. And I do know I've always really cared about him more than a friend. And I have thought about it. He did say to me a long time ago, again, he wasn't being exactly quite, you know, like, outspoken back then. He was like, oh, well, what if your soulmate isn't Indian? Like, as in him. I think that's what he meant. But he didn't say that. Instead of him saying how he really felt like, well, what if I'm your soulmate? He didn't say it. It's like, well, what if your soulmate isn't Indian? Do you know what I mean? And people in life should just really say what they think and feel. Like I said to him tonight, like the first time, I thought, oh, seeing as he's sharing his feelings, I was saying, well, you know, you look gorgeous, you know, you look beautiful, your face looks beautiful, and you got gorgeous lips. I haven't said that to him before, but I thought, stuff it. He's telling me how he feels. It doesn't matter what I say now, does it? Do you know what I mean? Because I already know he likes me more than a friend for definite now, so I can say what I want. So, and I thought, I did say I thought about kissing him. Because, I mean, yeah, I mean, he would be nice to kiss. I know that, but I just try not to think of him like that. Because I've tried to reprogram my mind with him to think like a friend for a number of years. Because you kind of have to with him. Because, you know what I mean? The likelihood of him coming over here is quite slim. But I do believe the right guy will come over here. And he doesn't want to stay in this country anyway, so he'll definitely try and move to another country. He'll have to get out of it eventually, because I know he hasn't wanted to live there for years. He said he can't see himself with a woman from his country. So I know he's looked at other countries, not just the UK as well. But then last year he decided he actually wanted to come to the UK and talked about me and him a bit. But he didn't say outright like that, like, I want to be with you. So we'll have to see what happens, won't we? But just at the moment, he's not the type of ideal person I want in terms of consistency. Do you know what I mean? And not worrying about what people think. I want a guy that's not worried about what people think. Life is too short. So many people in life just worry about what people think. Oh, well, if I kiss this person, what's that person across the street going to say? Oh, well, if I cuddle this person in public, what's that person going to say? Oh, well, if I say this, maybe someone won't like it. Who cares, right? Who gives a toss nor monkeys? Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Don't worry about what other people think. You know, life's too short. You might not be here tomorrow. It's a fact. So just enjoy it. Don't give a stuff about what other people think. I said to my parents the other week when I was over, my dad said, because I said I like public displays of affection and they don't like doing that. And my dad's saying, oh, did we bring you up like this? And I'm like, if I worried about what every single person said when I got out of bed in the morning, I wouldn't get out. Do you know what I mean? You can't worry and live your life for other people. You have to live your life for you. In the moment, I like to be free, you know, to do what I want and to love and to be loved how I want and to kiss and cuddle and just be flowing and free, not caged like a bird or animal. Do you know what I mean? It's just not good. So consistency is key for me. It's a key component of friendship as well as a relationship, you know. If someone's consistent, I think it's great. I mean, I have got friends that I don't see very often sometimes, but my close friends are the ones that talk to me regularly, you know. And it is a shame because I had 2 guys in my life years ago that I considered best friends, but one hasn't spoke to me for years. But I always felt like I had a friend bond with him. And the other one, you know, who saw me last year, the night before the asexuality conference with my asexual friend, he just stopped speaking to me now. Doesn't speak to me at all, won't answer any of my messages, and we've been friends since 2012. I can only assume he's got a girlfriend and decided not to speak to me because it's very random behaviour. You know, I've been really worried about him, but he's not answering any of my voice messages. It's still his voice on the voicemail, not answering any of my text or anything. Nothing, not reply, but he's still got me as a friend on Facebook. He's still kept one of my tagged posts from the UK Asexuality Conference last year, still got it as Facebook. So if it was something to do with asexuality, he would have removed that. So I don't, you know, he's known I'm asexual for years, so I don't get it. I really don't, but I think I've lost him as a best friend now. So, I mean, I consider him as best friend, even though I only saw him once a year, because I thought we always had that best friend bond. He's the only foreign guy I've never actually fancied in my life. I've never fancied him. I've never wanted to be in a relationship with him. He's the only foreign guy. He's coloured, you know, but he's not my type, even though possibly would be if I didn't know him as a friend in terms of like he's clean shaven, short hair, but he's never been. I've always felt just friendship with him, never fancied him. So yeah, and he lives in the UK, but not asexual, but yeah, he's not been into women though much before, but I'm assuming he's got a girlfriend. I can't think of why else he would stop talking to me, but you know, I think it's a shame if that's happened, because even if I get a boyfriend, I won't stop talking to my friends. I wouldn't expect my partner, my future boyfriend, to stop talking to his female friends. Do you know what I mean? Because I think the guy I get with, I think he'll probably will have female friends like I'll have male friends. I just think it's something that will probably happen, because I think he'll be in tune with women, and I think in order to be in tune with women, I think he'll have women friends, if you know what I mean. I don't really like the lad type, the one that goes out with all the males all the time and is macho and like that. I think the guys that are less macho and more feminine, I think it's because they're around females a bit more and like female company and talk to females more, you know. So years ago, I probably would have got jealous about that, but because I've got so many male friends now, I don't really worry about it. Not if I trust the person. Not if I trust a person. It's different if I don't trust them. But like I said, I can't be with someone I don't trust. It takes me years and years to trust someone. Actually, the guy from Algeria, I trust quite a lot, actually. It's weird. Maybe not 100%. I don't know about that, but I do trust him quite a lot. But the Indian guy, I've known him for years as well. I'm still kind of bonded to the Indian guy that I talked to, you know, that talked to me about his friend. We've always got on really well. He said to me, oh, you know, I've always been after you. But he's in his 20s. They're both in their 20s. But yeah, it'd be nice if I met someone over here in the UK, to be honest. I think it's very difficult with the way I feel about foreign guys, you know, that I need a younger foreign guy, and I live in the UK. But hey ho, one day one will show up. But I just think consistency is key, don't you? I mean, randomness, you don't really want a person who's random, but I don't know if this person from Algeria is more like this because he's in his own country, because I know years ago he didn't want to upset me by getting too messagey and too close to me when he knew he couldn't come over here. So, and I've had that before with foreign guys, and it was heartbreaking. So kind of like I'm not too fussed about that, but the fact he said it's embarrassing talking to me in a cafe with people around, I don't I don't think that's very nice, really, because he shouldn't be worried about that. I mean, if he doesn't, and once I was there with him when he said he said he'd be there at a certain time, but then it was like, oh no, I can't do it now, and I don't really want a guy messing me around like that. It doesn't create a very good impression of him, to be honest. Anyway, there's plenty more foreign guys in the sea. We'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. Like I said, I'm not focusing hugely on romantic relationships this year. I think I need to get my finances and career and businesses and life all in order first, and then I think the right foreign guy will show up eventually. And in the meantime, I've got beautiful asexual friends to enjoy my time with, and my best friend who's not asexual, who's female, but she's amazing. I love her to bits. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful. I hope that consistency is key in whatever type of relationship you build, whether it's a friendship, dating, or even business relationships. If a business keeps in contact with their customers more, they're far more likely to gain a reputation for being caring rather than not giving us stuff. It's like I do these videos consistently. I'm doing them every night. It's because I care about you guys. Do you know what I mean? It's because I really love and care about you. I mean, I don't make any money out of these videos anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really for business as such. But yeah, I mean, it's just because I really care, and I like to spread the word of asexuality. And the more I do these videos, I think it just shoots them all over the internet, and eventually more and more people will see it, and just more and more people will recognise it as an orientation. And that's why I do a lot of these videos daily, every single day, because I just want to make sure that I'm putting content out there about asexuality all the time, so just more and more people can come across it on the internet and think, wow, this sounds like me. I never knew there was tons of people like this. And we can just spread it globally. I really think it takes a lot of hard work and effort and consistency in your life to really get where you want to go. It's like the Algerian guy. I said, if you want something so badly, if you do want a person so badly, you'll do whatever it takes to get over there. If you really like someone in another country and you really think you're meant to be with them, you'll do whatever it takes to get with them. You just will. The right person will do whatever it takes to be with me. I know it will. So I've just got to wait for him to show up and know it. It's like entrepreneurship, right? I've been involved in entrepreneurship for 6 years, right? Financially, I'm not where I want to be with that, yeah? But do I give up? No. Thousands of people would have given up by now. Hundreds of people. They'll be like, you've been doing it for 6 years and you're not in the position you want to be. And I'm like, no, but doesn't matter. What matters is the present and the future, not the past, and not worrying about that. What matters is my mission. I know I'm not meant to do a 9-to-5 job. I know I'm meant for different things. I know that I've got a special life purpose, many life purposes probably. And I just know that I just know in my heart and my mind and my soul that this is a person I'm meant to be. So I just follow my dreams and my intuition. And even though it's hard for me sometimes, you have to go for it. And that's what love's like in relationships. You have to go for it, and you have to give your all to them. And sometimes you will get hurt. It's like my friend from London, he's cut off from me, like in terms of not speaking to me. He's still friends with me on Facebook, but not speaking to me now after 6 years of friendship. 6 years. He would never have done that to me before. He would never ignore me. He would always call me back or message me back or speak to me. But he's just completely he's not even reading my messages anymore on Facebook. He's just not answering anything. I mean, I personally would never treat someone like that, I would never treat someone like that who I'm still friends with, who's done nothing wrong to me. Obviously, if someone's done something wrong and they've upset me and hurt me and been nasty, then I'm not going to stay friends with that person. Fair enough, but we're still friends, or theoretically. So I don't know what's gone on, but you sometimes have to realise as well in life that things aren't to do with you. It's to do with them and their own personal problems and issues and things in their life. It's got nothing to do with you. And that's another thing to do with consistency and randomness. The people that are random, it's usually their own, what's in their own mind. The people who are consistent are the people you want to be and build bonds with long term, because those are the ones that are going to be there for you, that got your back through thick and thin. Those are the ones who are going to be for you no matter what. And I've got some brilliant asexual friends that are like that. I know they're going to be there for me. Doesn't matter if they get boyfriends, girlfriends, or whatever. I know we're still going to be friends. Yes, I'll spend more time with them, but they won't give up like completely talking to me. So yeah, I believe that. I care about them and I trust them in that way. So, and anyway, make sure that if you are interested in someone, that you be consistent with them, whether that's friendship or relationship, or whether it's just going for your goals, ambitions and dreams in life. Don't be random about it. Don't think one day, oh, I would like to do something, and you do it for like once or twice, you try it and then you don't bother again. Be consistent. With my entrepreneurship, right? Yeah, I've been involved in 6 years. I'm consistent, right? I wasn't consistent in the sense of, like I used to teach social media and I decided to leave that for a while. So I've not focused on that for about 3 years while I've been focused heavily on asexuality. But now I'm going back to doing that. I've always maintained some sort of like connections audience there though. I haven't like given up completely with them. But now I'm going back to doing that more. So, and I'm really excited about that part of my life as well. Don't think anything happens randomly either. Like everything happens for a reason usually. Even the random stuff is an opportunity. People that you come across in life, things that happen, things that push you a certain way, everything like is an opportunity. Nothing is really that random as we think it is. When we speak to people, like why is it that when we talk to some people it feels like we've known them for years? That's kind of a spiritual thing where we've probably known them in past lives, or paths have probably crossed in some other dimension from a past life or something. I believe I've been here before. I've kind of felt that since I've been a kid, like very small. I felt I've been here before in life. Like I used to feel I was like an alien because I was very different to everyone else. I'm very different to my parents. It's weird. I'm more like my grandma who's not with me anymore. I'm very different to my parents. Like you wouldn't think I was born to them because they are. They're on my birth certificate, so I know they're my real parents. But we're very opposite in personality and likes and the way we behave quite a lot of the time. Very, very different, So that is kind of strange. But I've always felt like I'm different. I think I have been here before. I don't think it ended well for me before. I don't think it ended for me well before. I think I was, won't go into that. But, I'm just glad I'm here in this life now. And that's why I've got missions that need to be fulfilled. It's like, I don't think I think my life was cut short in my previous life. And I don't think I was, I think now I'm here to live a long life this time. And I've got loads of missions that I need to succeed in. And it's really important that I do them. It's important to the continuity of mankind and of spirit and soul. I really believe that. I'm getting quite deep now, aren't I really believe that. Yeah. It's like I'm on these missions. It's like while I'm here on this planet Earth, I need to do all this stuff. And it's like I've just got to keep doing that. I've just got to keep going. It's important I change the world where asexuality is concerned. It's important that people know that we exist. I don't want people killing themselves, That's another thing, I was so sad and upset to read on Facebook in one of my groups that a girl, when she found out she was asexual and when she's been struggling with asexuality, she tried to kill herself over it. When I hear stuff like that, my heart breaks and my eyes well with tears. No one should try and kill themselves because they're asexual. If you don't like sex, it's perfectly normal and natural for asexuals to not want or need sex. It really, really upsets me. Really upsets me. I don't want people killing themselves. People kill themselves, want to kill themselves because they feel so lonely. I don't want asexuals to be lonely. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm sorry I can't be everywhere at once and split myself like an amoeba. If I could, that's the only time that I don't mind the asexual joke. It's in a time when I'm a little bit upset and, I wish I could split myself off into multiple little beings so I could spread myself around the world and say, hey, you're loved, Don't do it. Don't hurt yourself over asexuality. But I know it's the reality of what happens, and how people feel, and I just think it's so sad. There's nothing wrong in not wanting sex. We're perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with us. I know this because I know 100% that I'm asexual. I was born like this but didn't realise it for years of my life. I get you. I understand you. I'm accepting of you. I just want you to accept yourself. I know it's really hard though, because a lot of asexuals feel lonely. I do get that. I'm here in my flat on my own, you know, and I'm happy a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong. I love my life. But, you know, there's a little bit of part of me that, you know, like when I saw a guinea pig in the pet shop, you know, recently, I really wanted that guinea pig in my life because I just felt instant love for it, you know. I thought, I've not got a boyfriend, but I can have him as my boyfriend, a little guinea pig. Probably less trouble as well. But, yeah, you know, and I've just got so much love to give, but I have to just keep giving it out to my friends and you guys, and myself is really important. And, yeah, I just think it's really sad because I know that, you know, asexuals, you know, it is harder for us to get a life partner. You know, it's like my parents, they've been married 50 years this year. And I was saying to my mum, you know, you've got my dad's got you. It's hard for me sometimes, you know. Like, that's why I like this guinea pig in the pet shop as well, because it would be immensely great company. It's just financially, I'm not in a great position to have another guinea pig at the moment. And so I've got to look after myself, you know. And so, but I was so tempted to get him because, you know, I just know it'd light up my heart. But, you know, I've got to make sure I'm okay on my own. But I've been without guinea pigs here now since April last year, or in July. So 9 months nearly, I've pretty much been without guinea pigs physically here in my room with me. So I've lasted quite a long time without them, really. But I still got Angel at my parents', but I don't get to see her enough, really. And, yeah, it's tough. I do know it is tough, and I just hope more asexuals bite the bullet and go to asexual meetups and decide, you know, I need to travel. You know, if there's one thing you can do for yourself in your life that will be amazing and make it a whole world of difference, is go to asexual meetups. Doesn't matter if it's miles away. People are traveling miles away to asexual meetups. Just go to them. Go and meet people like yourself, because once you do, you'll feel different. You'll feel so much better about yourself and your life, and you won't feel so lonely, and you can make true and long lasting friendships for life, you know. You've just got to do it for yourself. I don't want people hurting themselves or wanting to die because of this. It's not a disease. It's not an illness. It's just a sexual orientation, you know, and we should be loved as we are because we're beautiful. Anyway, thank you for the thumbs up. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for tuning in, subscribing, following. Please share this video with anyone you feel may benefit from it. I've loved having you. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Thanks for the thumbs up. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, subscribe down below right now. Hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now. I'll post a new video, and I will see you on the next live stream or video. Take care.